welcome to the Johannesburg Junior Council, Council of Albion podcast. Today we have our 3 speakers and a special guest speaker that I'll introduce later, so we'll just start with our introductions.
Hi, I'm Rita.
Hi, I'm Nico.
Hi, I'm Inke.
Today we'll be unpacking the gap between parents and children and what the different views are. And today we have a very special guest. Her name is Cindy Poluta. We're honored to have you here today, Cindy.
Hi guys. Most people know me when I say good morning. I'm Cindy Poluta.
Cindy is one of South Africa's most respected sports broadcasters with nearly 3 decades in media. She has built a reputation for her insight, passion, and authenticity behind the mic. Cindy is a sports anchor on one of Johannesburg's biggest breakfast shows, Anila in the Club on 947, while also drawing from her experience as a live broadcaster on SuperSports and across multiple media platforms. Beyond her broadcasting career, she is dedicated and a mother of 2 and a committed volunteer lay counselor in Johannesburg, where she advocates for mental health and youth development. Cindy's journey is one of resilience, consistency, and authenticity, and we are truly excited to have her today.
Wow, what an intro, guys. Jeez. Well written. Well written.
So Cindy, do you have anything to tell us about your journey as a lay counsellor in Johannesburg?
So I'll tell you how I came about it. I think it's very important for teenagers or whoever's going to watch this to know I didn't get a university entrance. I had to do a gap year. I then did a BA communications. I wanted to do child psychology. My mom said, why do you want to go to bed with other people's problems? I started my degree, but I got my job in radio at that time. So I studied a year, I ended up doing my BA, but I had the job in radio. I got my job at SuperSport at the same time. So I never went into teaching is what I eventually would have been.
Imagine.
And that's, imagine. And I had to do the prac, guys. I did my pracs. Your kids are wild. And that was 20 years ago. So eventually, obviously, the broadcasting thing has taken off its sword. It's been amazing. It's been epic. And I thought, how can I get back into counselling people? So I did a Lifeline counselling course at Council through Lifeline Johannesburg. And now I've started a Teen Junction podcast. And there's where we unpack issues for teenagers, but more for the parents on how to help the teenagers, because it's important we start having conversations like that. So that's been my journey. I have been at a couple of schools. There's Johannesburg Parent and Child Counselling Centre. I don't know if you guys have come across them. They work next to the Teddy Bear Clinic. I'm speaking very fast because I'm trying to ram it all into 30 seconds. And I trained through them, and they put me at 1 or 2 schools as a counsellor. So that's where I got to work again with high school kids, and I absolutely love it.
That's really nice, Cindy. And your passion is children, and your mom saying, do you want to go with all these problems, sleep with all those problems? A lot of parents want us to take that safe route, and they don't want us to go with what we're passionate about. Majority of the time, it's what we make money from. So how do you think we should go about that route?
So I think you guys it's very different to when I matriculated and when you guys matriculated. When I matriculated, you just needed matric, you got into varsity. It was I say it was easy sticks, but I didn't get a varsity. I just said it. But there was a way around it and you could do it. These days, it feels like if you don't get 20 distinctions and you have to go to university and stuff, I think there's a big shift between that, right, to university and being entrepreneur. Actually, you could possibly make more money now. But as parents, we've seen how expensive the world has become, how competitive it's become, how jobs have changed. So I get that. You want to do your passion, but you also need to make money. I say if you can, go the money route so that you can do your passion. So let's say maybe your passion is art, okay, but you might not make money doing art. I'm not saying artists can't make money, but perhaps you can find a way to use your art to make money, or you could do a job that makes you money but allows you to do the art on the side, and that can grow into something. So you're still doing both.
So you're still fulfilling what you want.
Because it's very important to have, and my kids have taught, and I remember saying this very clearly to my brother, who said you should do accounting. I was like, I got 7% for accounting in grade 9. How am I going? I dropped it. I'm like, how am I going to do accounting? And he said, how are you going to make money? And I said, I would rather wake up every single day loving going to work and make just enough money than be super rich and hate my job. And I still believe that. I believe that if you can do a job where you can survive, have a decent, life, do that, rather than if you wake up every single day and you hate your job, you're spending the majority of your time, Monday to Friday, in that, it's going to be difficult. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. For me, I wanted to study law, and my mom, like, I feel like
I love that.
Yeah, she kind of shut it down.
Why?
I'm not sure. She was just like, it's very difficult to make money as a lawyer. You
No!
have to have connections and, yeah,
You make buckets of cash as a lawyer. Is she nuts?
That's what I was thinking too. So when I picked my subjects in grade 9, I was going to take history and take law, and then she was like, "Don't take history. You don't need history to do law, and you can study history on the side." Because I was really passionate about history, and now I find like my subjects now, they're not really things I'm passionate about, and I'm just doing them to like finish. Yeah.
So there is. So what subject have you taken?
I take physics, accounting, and life science.
Sorry. So nothing like law, like what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, you can still go into law,
Mm.
right, with those subjects. Those are great subjects. I'm sure you're hating the physics.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally, okay, right, chemistry. So my daughter took life science, art, history. And I was like, what is she going to do with that? And then she had the opportunity she's in grade 11, and then she decided maybe she wants to be an occupational therapist. So she can go to Wits with the life science, but she can't go to Tux because she doesn't have physical science.
Oh, no.
But she says to me she would still rather have not been struggling with that extra pressure of doing the physical science. You can still do law. Do you need history to do law? I don't think so. I don't think so.
English out of everything.
Out of everything. I think for me personally, and this is a big lesson that she's taught me, because my husband leads towards they're going to need to do business, accounting, maths, whatever. She said, every day that I go to a subject, I'm so happy to go to that subject, which then makes me think she'll do well in those subjects because she's interested in them. And so many people put her off art because they go, there's a 24-hour exam for art in matric. Guys, I think it's 4 days of like 6 hours each or whatever, and it's really and for me as a parent, I've learned that through my child in 2 years ago, because I was also like, art, are you sure history? Are you sure? But I allowed it, and now I see. I'm so glad that she stuck. It was like, I'm going to do these subjects because I want to be happy to go to class. And I was like, except for the maths. That's cool.
Math is raining.
Showing us plates.
Yeah.
I think with most young people today, they struggle to find that balance, that gradient between institutional voids and what I love. Because institutional voids is like, what is society lacking?
Yeah.
How should I fix it? But then, what do I love? Do I love accounting? But we need accountants. That type of conflict, you know.
So I think the problem is that not enough people look at. Okay, so firstly, to have a 14 or 15-year-old decide they must choose those subjects now because in 4 years' time they might want to do law or science or whatever is nuts. Okay, but we can't change it because that's the education system. So many people are like, I'm not dropping science in case I want to go to do X, Y, Z. I think it's very important then to look at what you possibly could want to do and how you know what you want to do in life. And I always say this to a lot of people, is by see what you don't want to do. So if you say, I don't know who I am, okay, do you want to sit in an office job from 8 to 5 doing books? No, well then you're not going to be an accountant. End of story. Do you like the color brown? No, I like the color blue. Then you like the color blue. Discover what you are not, and you will discover who you are. And then choose your subjects accordingly. Go onto the varsity websites and check what the subject requirements are. If I want to be an architect and I see I need science, you're not going to drop science. You're unfortunately going to have to take it. But then make sure that the other subjects that you take are stuff you're passionate about and can do to get those 80s.
I mean, I see with our parents, they're changing careers.
Yeah.
I mean, you get like from finance to teaching to lawyer. So it's like that's it's happening with your age group.
Well,
Most of the time.
age group, no, you're right though, because when I got into the workplace and up until recently, that was your job. You stayed in your job, and that was it. That is your job for life. You're an accountant for life. And your generation goes, no, I'm going to work in this place for 3 years and I'm going to apply elsewhere and I'm going to try to do other stuff and I'm going to grow myself. Whereas we were raised to go, you go to work, you do the job, you get the money, you come home. That's how it is. And so that's what we've learned from you. And as much as we hated COVID, I think it's taught us a lot about doing what you love.
Yeah.
So still, guys, there's bills to pay. You have to make money. You can't always do what you love, but it's still important to try and find what it is that you love to do. And your generation has taught, well, me, I don't know if maybe I just listened to you guys, but you guys have taught us that you can hop from job to job. And you can change. Like you might go and do, so for example, my brother did accounting and law in first year, and then he ended up dropping the law because he thought he wanted to be a lawyer, and then after first year law he was like, no, this is not for me, I'm an accountant. So do something in first year. So many subjects you can choose from that might give you credits to do what it is that you love.
But Cindy, sometimes we want to have this perfect and this performing image. How do we match up with our high expectations and what we actually want to do? Because our parents always have these expectations from us. How do we balance that?
I think it's very difficult because for a lot of people in this country, and in particular your generation, you possibly are like the first generation in your family to be getting a great education and to be going off to varsity, so there's a lot of pressure to perform like that. Your parents have probably sacrificed a lot to get you to where you are, and they want a great life for you, so they put the pressure on you because they don't want you to see you struggle the way they did. I think it's about having a conversation with your parents, being open, saying, guys, I just want you to listen, don't react. This is how I feel, it's a lot of pressure, this is what I want to do, etc. They will always want you to make money. They will always push you to make money because they know life is hard. But inevitably, they will accept you. Because if you're doing what you love, I would rather, and I can only speak for myself, see my child shine every day in a job that she loves than have her miserable and coming to me every day, I hate my job. I don't know if I've answered your question.
No, you have.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. It's about, I think parenting is about open communication. And I think it's about building the relationship with your parents where you can talk to them about anything. I know parents are difficult.
Yeah.
Some of them are very authoritarian. Maybe I'm different. Sometimes I'm like, okay, kids, you don't have to come with me to everything.
But I think it's nice to have that open relationship because then you can get that advice and those mistakes your parents made in their day and age, and you can basically learn from it because parents are like, I'm trying to protect you so that you don't make the same mistakes as me, but they're not being open about the mistakes they made, so then you're stuck in a box.
Well, I've got to, yeah, I won't put it on record, I won't say it out loud, but my child is like, but you were a lot wilder than me when I want to go out, and you're like, no, you can't because da-da-da-da, and I'm like, yes, I know. I am super protective. I never thought I would be such a protective parent, but I think it's sad because we, as parents now, we are aware, much more aware of the dangers of the world. Because remember, we're also, we're the generation that grew up without the social media and the internet, and now we've got it. And where our parents, if something bad happened to you and you were my next door neighbor, I'd probably hear it through a newspaper, right? But now it's like on a WhatsApp group, there's probably a TikTok video, there's probably an Instagram. So for me as a parent, I'm like, the world is a big, bad, scary place. It's so different to when I grew up. But it's probably not. It's probably the same. It's probably just that the access to the information for us as parents. So we're trying to protect you from all the horrific stuff that's going out there. But it was probably always around. We're just more aware of it now.
Yeah.
We're just trying to protect you. We love you. We love you so much.
Yeah.
You're our bundles of joy.
I do have a question though.
Go for it.
What advice do you have to children whose parents have a specific career path that they want their children to go along, but deep down they know that they're not going to do well there because they've got no passion whatsoever?
What's the example? So give me an example. What would the parents be pushing for, and what is it that the child wants to do?
I'll give you an example for myself. So my mom wants me to go into pharmacy, and she knows I like chemistry, but she knows I've got more of a passion for more artistic type of things. Like I would want to get into architecture, maybe even psychology. But she really wants me to be a pharmacist, and my dad wants me to be a chemical engineer. So
it sounds like everybody has their own dreams
Yes.
and what they wish they had done when
Yes.
they were growing up, and
Yes.
it's not necessary. So you just need to say to your parents, okay, so you want to do psychology and
architecture.
oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. What are you leaning towards?
Psychology.
Okay.
Because I have more of a passion for it.
Psychology is very difficult, and I'll tell you why. It's lovely, it's beautiful, it's what I'm pushing my daughter to go into. Unfortunately, when you get to doing your masters, they only choose 7 people from the varsity for that year. I'm not putting you off it. I'm doing exactly what a parent does, even though I'm telling my own child to go into psychology, because if by nature you want to help people, you will always help people, and you will always find a way to help people. If architecture is your thing, that's beautiful. The pharmacy side and the chemical engineering side, are those not very similar? Like, isn't chemical
They are
engineering,
quite similar,
right?
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're not interested at all.
No.
Okay, then sit them down and tell them that.
Yeah.
Say, because inevitably by second year varsity, I'm not going to want to do this and I'm going to end up wasting your money. Let me pursue what I want to pursue, and if I end up down, I'll take subjects that are going to feed into the pharmacy or will feed into it. Probably won't, because they're probably two completely separate fields on two different campuses, etc. But rather be honest with them now than have a very difficult conversation with them later when you study the pharmacy and you don't go into it. So we can kick this can down the road and I can go do pharmacy, but that's not what I want to do. Just have the conversation first. They're going to push back. They're going to fight you. And then apply for all of it. Because you never know, you might not get into all of it. Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the very important thing as well when you're applying, but I'm sure you guys already know this.
Yeah.
Apply for everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't apply for like one thing. So many people think I must just apply for that, and then they don't hear apply for a whole lot of stuff and see what you get back. Because once you're in varsity, then from there you can
Maneuver
into what you want.
Yeah. Cindy, what unrealistic standards or like things do you think kids have these days? Because I think a lot of the time social media influences us and our decisions. So what unrealistic standards have you come across?
Oh, thank you for asking it.
Have I?
You have. You said social media. You straight up said
Yeah.
it, right? Guys, I have learned something so like fascinating. Like I just look at people's lives on Instagram and I know the person and I'm like, you're lying. That is not how your life is. And I think it's so difficult because, like I said to my husband, growing up, if we wanted a pair of sneakers, right? How did we know that those sneakers were the rage? Everybody started wearing them, okay? But you had to see people out and have like a civvies day at school to see that those were the sneakers, right? And you had to go to that shop. Now, on the internet, every second thing that you're scrolling past, that person has that sneaker. So it feels like the whole world has it, except me, right? The whole world goes to Greece every August, apparently. We're all in Greece, guys. All of us. Did you go to Greece? Did you go to Greece? Did you go to Greece? No. I didn't go to Greece. Did you go to Greece? No. But if you go on Instagram in August, everyone went to Greece, right? And that's the unrealistic expectation of what you guys have today. I see it. Tiger Woods started playing golf at 3. So now, kids who are 12 who want to play golf go, I'll never make it because I didn't start at 3. It's one story, but because it's so commercialized and it's so fed to us, we feel like that is the standard, that is the norm. If I'm not a rocket scientist by the age of 12, I'm never going to go work for NASA. So that's one person's story, and we feel like it's everybody's story, and it's not. You are brilliant in your own way, and you will succeed in your own way if you do your passion, if you do what you love, because you're not going to grow if you're not doing what you love and what you enjoy, right? And the unrealistic expectation is put on you by social media. So you've got to be very careful of what you consume and how you consume it. And we're seeing it more and more with influencers these days, and people like the truth coming out. Like you see a happy couple married on the end, like on TikTok, and a year later they divorced, and the truth comes out, and you go, all of that was fake. And I think that's where your generation has it a lot harder than us, is that you're seeing so many successful people around you.
You have to keep this facade.
But it's literally 1 out of 1,000. It's like that one person. If we all had to sit down and get on Instagram and be like, okay, but whose life is really like this? One person in the room. And if that one person if we were all 1,000 of us in a room and that one person put their hand up, we'd all go, oh, it's one person. We're all normal. We're actually all normal.
Yeah.
And we're too scared to talk. We're too scared to say, actually, I'm not doing okay. I'm not doing well. I don't have money. I don't have this. I don't have that. Guys, your kids don't need elaborate first birthdays. You can just ask someone to a matric dance, hey? You don't need this big matric dance proposal. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think there's so much pressure from social media that you have to have this big.
What is that?
I don't get it either, but.
You see, but now you want it. So they got you hooked.
Yeah.
Guys, in my day, it was 2 weeks to my matric dance. I had nobody to take. I phoned my friend. I said, hi, what are you doing next Saturday? He said, you don't have a partner for your matric dance. I said, no, I don't. He said, okay, cool. I said, cool. Guys, it wasn't deep. Now it's this deep thing with roses and a proposal and balloon and a helicopter. And I also blame parents. Because parents, you guys aren't making that money to get the helicopter for the matric dance proposal. Parents have lost their minds.
No, we saw it with the Hilton thing because I go
Okay,
to
but I mean-
Cares and then like we also have that similar thing
Guys.
where moms are just pushing in here and they like
Hilton Microhouse and all those are in like another league. Again, that's a very small bunch of 2,000 kids out of the hundreds of thousands of kids in this country who go to school.
yeah.
That, would I like a helicopter for a matric dance proposal?
Of course.
A bit much, but yes. But yeah, why not? He's going out of his way. But that's the parent's fault. That's not the child's fault. The child asked, the parent should have said no. That's nuts. You can take her a bunch of flowers and make her a poster
Yeah.
that you are going to write with your own hands, that I'm not going to go get printed and post-net. Do you get what I'm saying? So as much as you guys are seeing all of this, and it feels like that's what you want, it's also your parents that do need to push back a little and go, no.
But do you think it's parents just fulfilling their kids' desires and needs to make them happy?
I mean, I can't comment for parents who do that. I think parents get washed up in their own, like, oh, I remember when I was a teenager and that would have really been lovely. But if you speak to the majority of parents, they're like, what is this matric dance proposal culture? Because it's not South African, it's American. And how did we come across it? TikTok and Instagram, right? So had we never had social media, we'd all just be out there going, what are you doing on Saturday night? I need a partner for my matric dance, that's cool. Now there's like, I'm not anti the hair, the makeup, the dress. It's nice to dress up and have a reason to dress up and look beautiful and feel beautiful. We don't need the matric dance, because then what is your engagement proposal going to look like?
Your wedding.
What is it going to look like?
Like some of these matric dance videos, I'll scroll up past them and I'm thinking it's a wedding video or something.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
some
what?
of those dresses are so over the top.
Yeah.
And the video.
I mean,
What
we
you
need
make
to
the
keep the
videographers.
expectations as
Oh
boys'
my
schools.
God.
We need to go bigger. Than,
That's fine.
you know.
Like, I get it. You can go big, but how? And can I tell you where this is what I'll be interested to see in the next 5 to 10 years. These huge matric dance proposals. Does the boy, because it's generally the boy that does it, right?
Yeah.
Does the boy in that video spend his life going, I can't propose to this girl because I don't have a big proposal, because now I don't have the money, because that was my parents' money. And now I'm not doing as well as they were doing. How do I now propose to this new girl? And I've seen it in my counselling. I counselled a guy who once didn't want to propose to his girlfriend because it needed to be big and grand and he couldn't give her what she wanted. And I'm like, then you shouldn't actually be getting married. If it's about the proposal, you shouldn't be getting
The
married.
thing is now, money is the root to happiness in people's minds.
Money is also the root to all evil.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for a lot of us, we find this image of who we want to be on Instagram, but we can't fulfill it because of the resources that we have and we're stuck with. So, yeah, do you guys always feel that pressure from social media? Or is it just a thing of you know what your values and beliefs are and that's how you're going forward?
I think personally, a lot of the time, like even on the matric dance topic, like I even didn't want to go like a couple of weeks ago because my matric dance is like in March next year, and I'm feeling like not going because I'm seeing all these dresses and I'm like, I don't know if I can afford to get these dresses, and I don't know if I want to go now because there's a standard, because other girls are talking about how much they're going to spend for their dresses, and I don't know if I can spend as much, so I'm like, should I even go if I can't?
That's terrible. You should go. You should go, and you should go in a dress that you feel beautiful in, not because it's what everybody else. Don't care what other people are going to wear. You should go and you should choose a pretty dress that you can afford, that you look beautiful in, because you will look beautiful. I'm going to tell you that right now. You are going to look beautiful, and I feel sad that you won't go to, that you are in a space where you think that you can't enjoy your matric dance because of how you look. Because your matric dance is a milestone in your school career to go, I got through 12 years, I'm here, I'm with all my schoolmates, let's have a really good night and a really big party. And we've lost sight of that in the hair and the makeup and everything, and just about having fun. I went in a very simple matric dance dress. Okay, look, I did matriculate tonight. But there were girls who had like, my dress I think cost 350 Rand because my mom went and she bought like the material, and my brother's girlfriend's mom sewed the dress, and it was simple and it was beautiful and I loved it and I had a great time. I think my shoes were more expensive than my dress, but it should never, how you look in life should never stop you from living dreams. How you feel should never stop you from living dreams and enjoying experiences. As soon as you stop enjoying experiences because of how you look or how you think other people are going to perceive you, you're never going to live a full, authentic life.
I feel the same, Taniko, in a way, because if you think of the value of money, you're going to spend so much money on all of that. You can go on a holiday to Thailand. So I'm just like, you know,
to Thailand. I just used to go to like Mabalengwe or Belito, but here we are. Like,
something fun with your friends would be cool. Rather than spending just one night, you can spend a whole week with them. So I think I'd rather have that than have one night with one dress that I'm probably never going to wear again. So that's just me.
I think with boys, okay, aside of the social media thing, it's more like, okay, what does your dad do? How much money do you have so you can come into my circle? And
Wow.
we can, that's literally how it is in boys' schools. So
That's terrible.
yeah, it's like, you don't sit with someone at break because like
They're poor.
go exactly.
That's terrible.
And it's not like you do it, no, because I accept everyone from all different
I'm
walks
sure.
of life. But like with other boys, they like it's that energy of like, what do you do? What can you bring to the table in terms of connections, money, and the future? That's what boys go through because like you have to live the empire and carry on the generation.
Then those are not your friends.
Do you even have any?
Then those are not your
Just
friends.
yeah.
If you're sitting around people who only allow you to sit there for what you can bring, then you must go into politics. Because those people only surround themselves with what you can bring to the party.
But it's the same thing with their dads. They're friends with each other because their dads are friends with each other. They don't like each other.
And
it's
then
like
when you
the
can
same
no longer
thing.
give something, are you kicked out?
That's the question.
Those are not true friendships.
Not at all.
But that's the reality.
But that's the
teenagers
reality.
have to live with today.
But then you've got to sit with yourself and say, is this where I want to sit?
Sometimes you have to sit because
Yeah, I know
that's
you
the
have
way
to.
have
Just-
be.
But I
You
think
have
it's
to
very
survive,
important for
yeah.
teenagers to know what their beliefs and values are. I think that's
100%.
very important,
Yeah.
and that's what we're lacking.
And I think you guys, you're in a very, and this is why I hate social media, because you're in a very like new stage. I mean, hey guys, you can change. Hey, like 1 week I was emo gothic wearing Doc Martens, and the next week I'd be at a rave, and then the week later I would be at something completely different. And I think that you're so worried. Firstly, you don't know who you are, so you're reading all these like memes, and you're reading all these things. Okay, so I like to wear black, I like to wear Doc Martens, and I like to listen to sad slow music. Okay, then I must be emo. And now I'm stuck in that box because that's who that is. And you're buying into what social media says you are and what you're seeing on Instagram. That must be who I am, because you're still trying to discover who you are. You can be a million different things in one person, and you can like a million different things in one person. And then you've got to curate it for your Instagram so that it looks beautiful and aesthetic. So I can't be like, I'm a piano last week, and then house this week, and then techno next week, because my personality on my social media, you're not stuck in a box.
No.
You're teenagers. You will change. Guys, when you're 42, you will be doing something completely different. You'll have completely different tastes. But it's very important to discover, like, try sit with who you are first. Figure out who you are first. Don't let social media and the internet influence who you are.
You know, I think self-reflection is very, very important.
Yeah.
And I noticed that with council is me going back and seeing what I could do better and how to manage my things and stuff. So I think for teenagers in this day and age, it's very important to know what your values and beliefs are, what you're passionate about, and what drives you. What do you wake up every morning? Some people don't have that passion anymore because they haven't been taught that values and belief systems. And I think that's where parents come in. I think, sorry, but parents have lacked that instilling the values and beliefs that they have, where their kids can discover, okay, maybe I don't agree, or maybe I do agree what my parents say. So that's just what I wish parents understood, is that they're not instilling enough of that in
Yeah,
children
and I think
anymore.
growing up, there are a few parents who don't expose their children to a lot of the world. And the world today has a mindset of putting people in a specific box. Like Cindy was saying, classifying yourself and saying, oh, I'm emo, so I can't look at anything outside, knowing that deep down you surely should have something outside of that, because we're very complicated people, you know. Humans are very complicated beings. We can't just stick ourselves into one box, and that's the way that the world drives us to be.
So I think there's two sides to it. I think you get parents who don't instill enough morals and values in their kids, and then I think you've got parents who are unreasonable and too far right-wing about how they're, not right-wing, I don't want to use that word, but do you know what I'm saying? Like set in their ways, like we can't accept you. And I think we need to find like a a happy medium in the middle, because yes, you do need to instill your morals and values in your kid, but your morals and values could be wrong as a parent, instilling those in your children. And I do think it's about meeting each other in the middle. I think children still need boundaries, and I think that's what's missing. Not necessarily the morals and values. I think parents these days are overwhelmed, they're stressed, they're overworked. They don't have time to be as disciplined with their children as they used to be. They're working longer hours. They're just leaving it to the kids to basically like, do your homework. Just, I can't check on you. I'm too busy. I've got a meeting. I'm online. I'm trying. And I think children need boundaries. Your job as teenagers is to push the boundaries as far as you possibly can every single day. That is normal teenage behavior. You're all looking at me like, were we supposed to be saying no? Yes, you're supposed to say, can I go to this party on Saturday? Who's going to be there? Your parents' job. How many people are going to be there? Are their parents going to be there? Is there going to be drinking? How are you getting there? Da, 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 da. Okay, can I stay till 12? No, your curfew's 11, but I want to stay till... Everyone stay till 12! Your parents have to push back and say 11, right? So it's not necessarily morals and values, because that can be like, you might get parents who are very like, no, you cannot be gay, you cannot be lesbian, and you might be. So that might be hectic, and they're pushing that on you, you know. So it's more, actually, the conversation is more about boundaries. And I like morals and values, but morals and values differ between families, because your morals and values could be completely different to mine, how I was raised, right?
What do you think young people can do better in this day and age in terms of finding themselves and managing their time, and also social media? How can they restrain from always looking for who they want to be on social media?
I think you've answered the question. I think you've asked and answered. Okay? What do you guys think? I want to hear you guys first.
I think it's very important to drive yourself away from social media at times and just sit with yourself on a daily basis. Look at the things you've done. How do you feel about the things you've done? How do you feel about the places and the situations that you've put yourself in your day-to-day life? You just need to sit down and have a reflection with yourself, thinking, I don't like this, I like this, I think I should do better in this. And you have to gain perspective as well. Perspective is a very important thing. It's very hard to sit in your own bubble and see the rest of your world, because you remain in your own bubble. But it is important that you hear others' perspectives and you get what you feel like you need to get from other people.
No, that's important. Because I feel like you need to know yourself more than social media, because then if you get there and you also don't know yourself, then you end up being what social media wants you to be, you know?
I am not anti-devices, and I am not anti-social media. I know that sounds crazy, right? I don't think we should have it in school. I don't think devices should be in school at all, because we are humans and we need to connect with each other, and that's a great way to connect, okay? And I think you guys are actually lucky that you live in an age of social media and devices, because you literally, in the palm of your hands, the very thing that we say is destroying you is the very thing that you can use to your advantage to grow you, right? When I was at school, maybe we were taught it and I just wasn't listening. In case you haven't picked up, I loved high school. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention in class, in case you're wondering. So I think it's so fantastic that, because COVID did this, it brought out and I've always been passionate about mental health and wellness, but I think COVID really brought that to the surface and how people are feeling, right? And you're learning things like SMART goals. SMART goals is such a, do you know guys know what SMART goals are? Like specific, measurable, attainable, all of that, right? SMART goals are what I currently am life coaching adults. Because believe it or not, you're going to reach your 40s and you're still not going to know what you want to do with your life. By the way, none of us know what we're doing. As adults, your parents look like they have it together. Inside, they're like, I don't know what to do. They're parenting for the first time. They're trying everything. I think as teenagers, you're saying, to find yourselves and whatever. Do your SMART goals. I know it sounds like a stupid thing you do in Allo teacher wants us to do our SMART goals. I like peanut butter. Who am I? I like puppies. It's so important. It's actually a very important lesson to set yourself small goals. 3, 6, 9, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 12 years. Break it down into chunks and work towards it. Your goals might move. They might change as you change as a person. Self-reflection, you touched on it, very important. Who am I? okay, last year I liked candy floss. I don't like candy floss this year. I like whatever. You can change. But I think your morals and values will lead you into the path that you want to go on. Your goals will move around that, and it's very important in this day and age. And you guys are so lucky that you're a generation that is aware of your mental wellness. You can set goals, all of that. We didn't have. What do you mean setting a goal? I'm just going to go to school, I'm going to finish school. And then I'm going to go to university, and then I'm going to finish that. Like, there was no like, and then what are you going to do with it? There were a very small handful of people that were taught that. Use that to your advantage. I hate journaling, but journal. I hate journaling. Do you know why we hate journaling? Because we have to write.
Exactly.
We have to sit there, we have to write. Don't journal. Just record your voice notes on your phone about how you feel. It's so important to vocalize how you feel all the time, because that's why you've got therapists, that's why you've got counselors, because believe it or not, they actually don't do anything. They just mirror back your feelings to you. They go, I can see, they do a lot. But just saying how you feel out loud to yourself allows you to unpack it in your head and get it moving. And just, even if you just voice note yourself 5-10 minutes every day, take time out. With the new one, go touch grass. The kids are saying, go touch grass.
Yeah.
So important actually to go touch grass and be with nature and switch off your phone. I like to, when I get home from work, turn my phone into a focus mode that only allows notifications for my family to come up. Everything else can wait. Everything else is not serious. Do little things in life that take you back to your authentic you, and don't be ashamed to do what you want when you want it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you feel about parents who lack knowledge of how the world is moving today? Because obviously the world changes, and there are some parents who stay within the bubble that they had when they were younger, and there's children who they are evolving as the world evolves, and there's parents who stay behind, and now there's a clash in the home between the parent and the child.
So it's a very difficult one, because there's a lot of stuff that, like, I look at I had grandparents always living with us, and I look at them and I go, there's so much from them that I wish I had now and had instilled in my kids now, right? They were very set in their ways. This is how we do things. And it's very difficult to speak to somebody who doesn't feel open-minded. But if you know that that is how your parents are, and then you have that level of expectation, and you know you're not going to change them, you can work within that. You know the answer is going to be no, right? So give me an example of where you're like at loggerheads. Like, what would you be at loggerheads about? And I'll tell you how to move around it. I'm very manipulative.
I didn't have an example in my head.
Okay.
Going to parties, for example.
Yeah, and like curfews.
Yeah.
Okay, so firstly, you need a curfew, okay? Because I need to get to bed by a certain stage, and I got to come fetch you, or I need to make sure that you're home and you're safe. So curfews are there because nothing good happens after 12, guys. Nothing good happens after 12. For me personally, I know you guys are all going to roll your eyes. Grade 9, your curfew's 9. Grade 10, your curfew's 10. Grade 11, your curfew's 11. Matric, your curfew's 12. End of story.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
That's the rule. Really, I'm going to record you all saying that, and I'm going to pay for my child who says this is reasonable. Okay, because last night I had to fetch you at 11. I was like on the couch. Oh my gosh, watching what is it? K-pop Demon Slayers, and then on you Netflix the movie.
Yeah.
I know you all rolled your eyes, right? I think with parents, are you saying there are parents who won't let you go to like a party?
Yes.
But what party are you going at? The parents won't allow you to?
Like, it's just a house party.
Exactly.
You know? It's a house party.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at night.
Yes.
It's not like you're going to clubbing or something.
Same.
It's a house party.
Stuff can happen in a house.
You're responsible.
I think that's what I also struggle with, is that my child has told me that she's responsible, and she's shown me that she's responsible. But inside I have that fear that something's going to happen to her, because, and maybe it comes from, I don't know if I'm a control freak, but it comes from, what if something happens to her that as a mother I should have been there to protect her. Like, I should have been there to help her. But I'm not going to be there for her when somebody offers her something that she shouldn't have, and that can happen at 8 o'clock at night in Sandton City or Cresta or whatever. So it's very difficult for us as parents to go, okay, they're adults, they're getting older. Are you the firstborn?
No.
I'm the firstborn.
They are shame. You stuffed.
I'm the second one.
Last one.
Oh, you and me, sister. I was the last born. Last, great. Those parents are like, oh, sure, no,
Then
you can come up with one when you're 14. It's fine. I think it's very difficult for the firstborn
It's very difficult.
because you're the guinea pig
Exactly.
and you've got to be the
I'm
responsible
the
one.
practice child.
You're the practice child. It is.
Yeah.
It is. And then the second one comes along. Whoa.
No, don't let him do it. He's young, shame. Meanwhile, he's
So-
30 years old.
So what my daughter always says to me, and she always reminds me, she says, I've done nothing to give you any kind of like worry. I've done nothing that has ever been anything wrong. I've been responsible. I'm a counsellor. I do this, and this. I think you can trust me. So for me, I also have to go, okay, as much as I want to protect her, I've got to show that I do trust her. Because it's also a game of trust, right? Because she's like, but then you don't trust me. So yeah, she did go to a party till 11 last night. And I did sit there the whole night going, are you okay? Are you alright? Yeah.
I think I know that my parents, everything they do is out of love.
That's
But
it.
like, yeah, it's just that there's sometimes I just wish they would let me make my own decisions so that they can, because I know they don't want me to get hurt like what she was saying and make mistakes, but I feel like that's the best way for me to grow and learn. And back with the choosing what I want to do, because now I'm at a point where I don't know what I want to study. But before, there were things that I was passionate about, and I'd come to them and say, oh yeah, I want to be a teacher, I want to do law, or I want to be a psychologist, and it felt like they were shutting down each and every single one. And then when I'd come to them and say that, oh yeah, that's the reason I'm confused now, because everything I presented you with, you would say there's a problem with, and now I just don't know what else is left. And everything, I feel like they're, as much as they say they're not trying to choose what I want to do, it feels like they're kind of pushing me into a corner where I'm being chosen, what my career is being chosen, because they know what they don't want me to do.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, it is very frustrating, and I don't know how to.
What do you really want to do?
I don't.
Law.
Yeah, I wanted to at some stage, but now I don't know if I have that passion anymore because everything's just been, they've brought up something wrong with it.
And you grow out of love
yeah, I
with
grow out
it.
of
Yeah,
loving
I
it.
know that thing.
So I think the closest thing that I was most passionate about was psychology and law. Those two.
So then do it.
The thing is, I feel like
What else could you possibly do
that's the thing. There's nothing else
that you really gravitate? So you can do psychology and law. You can do a BA psychology with a LLB, I think, in the BA. Do both. Take it first year. You'll probably love it. I did criminology in first year of psych. It was amazing. It was so interesting, but I just didn't want to be first on scene. Because that's what you have to be, right?
Yeah.
Like in criminology, and I was just like, oh no, I have to really get inside the mind of a serial killer, whatever, if I become one. So, do it. Do it.
And then how do I face because I'm sure they're gonna have their opinions and not really wanting to do it. So
What do they want you to do?
I don't know. I think my dad wants me to do. They both want me to do something related to maths because they have this idea in their head that
Tell them you have to take statistics in first year for psychology, by the way, you do. And it's really hard, and you'll be doing maths there.
Okay, I'll try to
Just tell them that. Just say there's maths and psychology because you've got to work with statistics. And maybe down the line I'll be I'll be psychoanalyzing stats. Just tell them that. I think let's do psychology or law. Because by second year, if you're flying, they'll be super supportive.
And you're not wasting money.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's
Big
tough
on the
one.
not wasting money.
Because you're going to bomb in business or you're going to bomb in accounting. And then they're going to say, why aren't you doing well? You're like, because I hate it.
I mean, personally, I hate going so bluntly, but I feel like it's an issue that most African children
Yeah.
are faced with.
It's
because it's like you are the first generation wealth, and then now you need to carry
That's it.
that on.
That's
You know,
it.
it's just the biggest challenge ever because all those weight is on your shoulders.
Yeah.
You can't do certain things, you can't break certain rules, you need to be a certain way so you can just get into society.
So, I mean, I'm not obviously African, but my parents were immigrants. And my brother was the first person to finish matric in our family, on both uncles, aunts, out of everybody, and he was the first person to go to university, and he actually wanted to go work for my dad in a shop. And my dad said no, and my mom said no, you will go get a degree. You will not be like us, struggling. And I think that's why they push you in a certain direction, and they want you to make money, right? So I understand that totally, the pressure of having to
Break
perform
curses.
because they literally are breaking themselves to give you this, and so they think they're out in the workspace and they go, oh, that guy's got a really nice car and he's an accountant.
My son could do that.
My son could do that, but also they don't realize that psychologists charge 1,500 rand a session, like a doctor,
That's
right? And lawyers can charge up to 6,000 rand an hour if you're an advocate. Let that click in your head. There's so much you can do with those two. So maybe sit down with them and put down the salaries. Because my daughter wanted to do foundation phase teaching, which is nursery school teaching.
I could never.
And I was like, you could never, right? And I was like, oh, okay, you're going to be poor for all eternity. I mean, teachers are needed, but foundation phase teachers don't make a fortune. And then they had to job shadow, and she had to Google how much they earn. And they earn between 16,000 and 25,000 a month. And she said, okay, maybe I should do the psychology and then add that on, because then you can still help children in psychology. So Google the salaries with your parents, and they'll be surprised. And they might be a little bit more supportive. And explain to them also you don't want to waste their money in varsity.
Yeah.
So go like a plan. Use your little device, your handheld device, and do a plan, and do a little presentation for them, and go. I want to do psychology and law. These are the fields I can go into. This is how long it's going to take. This is how much money I can make. Because also your parents are scared. My parents didn't know the first thing about varsity. They were like just trusted that we were making the right decision. I went, okay, cool, because they didn't even finish school, my parents, right? If you paint it for them and you sell it to them like a product, they will buy it. And show them if you do something that you're not enjoying, they're going to lose their money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you guys have any further questions?
Pitch it to them.
Nothing for me.
Are you guys scared of AI?
No,
I love AI.
I
No,
love
but in terms of like, I also do, but like in terms of like jobs, are you worried about AI?
I think that's what I'm thinking. I think my mom isn't aware about AI, about how much it's taking influence on the world right now. So there are times where I look at the careers that she's saying I should go into, and I'm like, AI can take over that. AI is going to be favored over that, most likely. I know where I want to go. I'm passionate about it, and I know it's least likely, a career that's least likely for AI to be taken over by. But sometimes I do fear AI. It is something that I keep in mind when I'm choosing careers. And I think everybody is there right now because everybody's also getting warnings about it by teachers, and it's bringing a panic in people, especially people who want to go into tech spaces and careers like that, because that's where mostly AI is dominant.
Like graphic design, marketing, engineering, architecture.
Exactly.
What's the other one? Advertising, all of those kind of jobs, yeah. Interesting. What are you going to do?
I want to be a genetic engineer.
Okay.
It's something that I actually
That's
didn't
incredible.
want to be that in the beginning. I just wanted to be a normal GP. But it was actually in grade 10 when I picked life science, physics, and history. And I was sitting there and we were watching this movie about genetics, and I absolutely fell in love.
How awesome is genetics?
Yeah, so awesome.
It's crazy, eh?
Yeah, it's really awesome. So that's what I want.
I love that. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the three of you are undecided. What are you doing?
I mean, I don't know, but anything with AI, I actually don't know what I'm going to do with my life. But I mean, to contrast what Rita said, I mean, at my school, we're being taught to embrace it and work alongside with it. So with my parents, it's more like, what can we do to not make AI overpower you in the next 10 years? So are you learning about AI? How does it work? What is machine learning? What is artificial intelligence? How can you use it with the career that you want to go into?
Yeah.
Because I'm undecided between marketing, finance, journalism. Like I just don't know where to go. So it's just
Don't do journalism. There's no money, but but I love that, and that's exactly what I said. Use your little handheld device to not doom scroll. Use it to your advantage. If you're going to spend time on your phone, make it work for you. Make the time work for you. Make the time work for you mentally. Make it work for you in life. Yes, I mean, cute puppies and fake rabbits jumping on trampolines and stuff, but it's great. But just use it like, set yourself a timer. I'm only going to do like 45
I think at the end of the day, I mean, if you want to be rich, solve a problem. Like, I think that's what I got from
that is such a good line, eh?
Be rich, solve a problem. But now, what are problems to be solved? Because it feels like everything is...
There's so many.
I think there's so many, and you must find which one you're passionate about.
Yeah.
I think if it's going to help humans, and if it's going to help the environment, because a lot of these big companies need to, like these big oil companies and drilling companies need to be showing that they're helping the environment. So if you could do something,
Is,
I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know, guys.
yeah.
If I had the answer, I'd be having my kids do it. I
Yeah.
love that. Solve problems.
Yeah.
Psychologists solve problems. Lawyers solve problems. AI can solve problems. Genetics, we can find out where the problems lie in the genes.
And what problems do you solve, Cindy?
Yours. What problems do I solve? Oh my gosh, I don't know. I think I make problems, but yeah.
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 Oh, that's it.
Is that it, guys?
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you
Sure.
so much.
Thank you so.
Is that where you guys thought the interview would go, hey?
Yeah.
We covered everything properly.
Yeah. I think all the advice for Nico, Rita, and even myself is what you're passionate about, follow it, and also find a way to make money from it. Or even if you do something that you're making money from, and then later on you have enough money to follow your passion. I think that is what I took the most out of that. What did you guys say?
I think that it's actually making me realize that I might actually have that passion for law, because I didn't, before this I was so undecided, and I think it's because I've always wanted to please my parents and make them proud, and I think because they thought that I shouldn't do something, I was like, oh, then I shouldn't do it because that's going to upset them. But the more I'm thinking about it and the more I'm hearing you, there's a way for me to, like, for us to meet a middle ground where I can still explore something that I'm actually interested in, and I'm going to try to sit them down today and tell them that I think law is something that I'm passionate about, and I don't think I can see myself doing anything else because I've tried physics and I don't think I'm interested in that.
So when you go to your parents with these things as well, make sure you catch them at the right time, because
Yeah.
sometimes we
Yeah.
are distracted and we are like, oh, what is it? And we're not upset with you, we're just like going through a lot.
Mm.
So you'll know, because you know them best, like, guys, can I just chat to you?
I think I caught balance as well. Find a balance within yourself and your parents, because both are very important to your life. So don't rule out your parents and go your own way. Don't also rule out yourself and go your parents' way.
Yeah, that's it.
Find a middle ground.
That's beautiful.
I mean, for me, one thing that I learned from you, Auntie Cindy, don't let
You are the second or third child to call me Auntie Cindy in the last 24 hours. When I fetched my daughter last night from the party, I don't know which school these boys were from, but they all came running to the car because they wanted to meet me. And they're like, Auntie Cindy! I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. I love it. Go for it.
Yeah, I think don't let the world put you in a box in
Yeah.
terms of social media and people and what's being popular. Just don't let the world put you in a box. Really dream big, go out there, do what you can do to make a difference in any sorts of ways. So I think we can thank you for that.
If I can just say one last thing, actually, it just came to me as you were talking. Fear. Fear will hold you back in life. Fear of the unknown, fear of being uncertain about what you want to do. I actually get goosebumps because I have not done a lot in my life because I was like, what will people say? What will they think? There's 4 people out there doing that job. Like, Coca-Cola makes Coca-Cola, but you can still get variants of it. Those people didn't care. They still made a variant of it, right? We've got bottled water, but we've got 17 different brands of bottled water. Nobody cared that somebody else was already doing it. Do what you want to do and don't be scared. Try it. Do it. If you fail, you learn from it and you move forward. But don't let, because fear really holds me back. I really feel like I'm not qualified enough to do this. People are going to judge me. If I go on this podcast, people are watching going, why did she say that? Why did she say that? Like, you have fear. Don't let fear. Fear is such a crippling thing that people always operate out of love and fear. Don't let fear rule your life. Let love rule your life. I love this. I want to try it. I'm going to do it. I'm worthy. I am good enough. I am great. I can do it. You won't know unless you try. You don't know if you are the next Bill Gates unless you try. And don't let like, well, that's Bill Gates. I can't do it. You can be.
Yeah.
Don't let fear hold you.
Thank you so much, Cindy, for being here. We actually do have a little gift
Out of time.
Yay!
I love this. Yes. Oh, this is beautiful. Thank you, guys. This is amazing. I hope to keep it alive.
Yeah. I think it should be good.
I
Thank
think
you
it
so
should be
much.
good. Let me go use AI to work out how I'm going to keep this plant alive. Thank you, guys. That's
Thank
very
you,
sweet.
Cindy, for being
Thank
here.
you. Who's got Louis Vuitton wrapped?
Actually, I got it from a shop, so I don't know who we. Today we're gonna unpack the gap between peer. Okay, let's start again. I just want to say thank you so much, Cindy.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I feel like you guys have questions. I feel like yes, you seem fantastic. Go for it.